Hello, I'm Sonia, and I am the Can Do Girl. I'm also a pet sitter, and I have some tips for you if you would like to make your pet sitting career be improved. And just it's a nice little checklist for you. If you're doing all of these things, great, you're on the right track, at least in this area of cameras and photos. And that's what this little segment is focusing on. So here's the first thing. When I first arrive to a pet sitting job, I start the video camera. I open the door. I greet the dog. The dog has been barking before I could even get the door unlocked. And so, I'm recording this. The dog is jumping and excited and barking and running around in circles and then offers me his belly and, the whole thing. So the parents get to see that. That does two things. It sets everything on the right foot by reassuring them that I arrived and that their pet is happy that I arrived. And secondly, it is a timestamp to show what time I arrive, because I typically arrive after they leave. Within an hour is the rule of thumb I offer. And so they get to see exactly what time did she come? 25 minutes after we left? Okay, great. And so it just reassures them. They're not even totally gone on their trip yet. And they are hopefully smiling to receive this video immediately. All right. Another thing I do, upon my arrival, I come on into the house, and I don't bring any of my own things yet. I take photos of everything that I intend to touch. The kitchen counters, the sink, inside the cabinets, inside the drawers, the refrigerator especially. The bedroom where I'm going to stay, the bathroom countertop, everything that could possibly be pushed around or moved, the throw over the sofa, where are the remote controls for the TV, and the fan, and the, window treatments that open and close, and all of those things. I take photos of exactly how that house was when I arrived. And the reason I do that, it could be 40 to 70 photos, depending on, how big the house is and how many doors there are and that kind of thing. When I depart, I go through the house, typically in reverse order, and I put things back exactly the way they were. Exactly, which means if I took out 14 bottles of water out of the fridge so that there's room for my food that I bring and put in their refrigerator, then when it's time to go and I've packed up and all my food is out, I rearrange that refrigerator back to where it was. Those bottles are set, those labels are turned exactly the way it was when I arrived. And then I delete each picture, each photo as I have checked it off my list of things to do as I'm preparing to leave. So many times I will actually close off the master doors, double doors or single doors. But anyway, I'll close the master off if I can. I mean, if there's something in there that the dog always needs, then that's not an option. And they have to expect that I'm going to go in there. But otherwise, I'm not comfortable going into the master suite. And so I'll close those doors. The dog can't get in there. And therefore, he can't lose his toy. I don't find myself crawling under their bed, or looking to see if he went and spit up in there. I just close it. I take a photo of the doors opened, though, because that's the way they were when I arrived. So I check that. I see I've got a photo of the doors opened, and now they're closed. I'll go back. I'll open those doors before I depart. So, another thing I check, which is not really a photo, but before I turn on when I first turn on the TV the first time, I check what channel the TV's on, what the volume is. And I make a note in my Notes app under Pet Sitting, under the dog's name. He has his own little page in my notes app of things I want to remember before I come. Like, don't forget to bring my own little coffee pot, because these people only use a percolator. I don't know how to use the percolator. So I bring my own little 4-cup coffee maker. And also, just different things I want to remember. There was one place that there were no dish towels. No dish towels. So am I supposed to use paper towels for everything? I hate to waste paper towels like that. So I would bring my own dish towel. Dish towel. And for the kitchen. And there was one family that they had a troubled teen. And there were no sharp knives in the kitchen. I don't know where they were. There were no sharp knives. How do you use a kitchen with no sharp knives? I had to make a note for that dog. Bring my own sharp knife. So different notes like that for different things. The treadmill, what was the treadmill set on? And if I'm going to use Netflix or Prime, I make my own profile. I start a new profile, I name it after my childhood nickname, and then I watch their Netflix or their Prime. And then the day before I leave, I have a note in my notes app about it, what channel it was on. I made a new account for, it says delete Netflix profile, delete Prime profile. And it reminds me to go in there the day before I depart and delete that profile. And so it looks seamless for them. I haven't adjusted their watch history, and they don't see an extra, profile on their account. So then the other thing I want to tell you about as it regards to cameras and photos is be aware that in most every house, there are going to be at least exterior cameras. Motion activated, every time you walk across that driveway, every time you pull away in your car, return in your car, it's on video. They can see it, or it's live, or whatever it is. They may have an app that tells them when the garage door went up and when the garage door went down, when the exterior doors are opened or closed. And I have had 2 homes I've stayed in that have interior cameras that are typically they're aimed at every exterior door, but they cover the entire room between the corner and the door on the opposite end of the giant room. So you're being videotaped, but that's good. That's your friend. That's reassuring. Don't think they're spending their entire vacation watching you. They're not. But if they have to go back and review something, or if they get some sort of an alert that maybe an exterior door is not completely shut, or maybe it's not locked, it's baffling a little bit with the wind, then they can let you know. Would you go check the downstairs den door? It's not completely locked. So this is also your witness and your defense. You did not break the Ming vase, unless you did. And if you did, you need to tell them immediately and send them your own photos. Don't let them discover problems on their interior video cameras. But don't be afraid of those video cameras either. They're not just, if they're spending their time watching you, they're wasting their vacation money. And lastly, at the end, I want to tack on a fun little, I may have told you I was staying at Reggie's house. I want to show you a little video of Reggie playing. I just think it's fun. If you're going to be a pet sitter, you would enjoy watching this little video of Reggie the pet. Look at you hiding that ball. You're sitting on that ball. You're straddling the ball. Oh. You're tired, aren't you? That's when the ball gets stolen. Oh, it's so wet. You're just going to put your foot up on it? Okay, you've got it. Captain of the ball.